What's going on? What's going on? Tell me what's going on. La 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 la. Mm-mm-mm. Please like, share, and subscribe as you come into the room. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. I'm waiting for a couple of people to come in the room, and then I'll start my live. Just a couple. I should have shared it first before I came in here. Sitting here eating Pringles. That sun is sunning. What's going on, everybody? My name is, oh my God, my stone came out of Crocs. I gotta take that off. And I know exactly what happened. I know exactly what happened to it. I hit my foot on the thing. I know exactly what happened to it. I'm gonna have to take that one off. Take that one off and replace that stone. I'm pissed. I'm pissed. Please like, share, and subscribe as you come into the room. I'll show you what type of juice I'm drinking today. My daughter put me onto this juice. Multivitamins. This juice, everything. Multivitamins. I love it. The juice is called Ralph and Charles. Ralph and Charles. And it's called multivitamins. I love it. Come into the room, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm outside today, y'all. I had to do some drop-offs, so I came outside. Had to do a couple of drop-offs today. So I said, let me just come outside real quick, talk to y'all about this whole Donald Trump and Diddy thing. Let me tell y'all something. Donald Trump was never going to pardon Diddy. Let me tell y'all why. I told y'all in a couple of lives ago, I got to go look for it and maybe I'll post it. But first of all, when Diddy went on that whole tirade about not voting for Trump and all of that, he did a whole interview. I don't know if he was on like a panel or anything like that. Maybe he was at like a summit, I think. And he was saying that he wasn't, don't get me mistaken, but he was never going to pardon Diddy. He was never going to pardon Diddy. I don't know why y'all thought that man was going to pardon somebody named Diddy, Sean Combs, Brother Love, Puff Daddy, Mr. Chocolate. I don't know, okay? But he was never going to pardon him. First of all, he didn't speak highly of Trump, this list go around for the election. He didn't speak highly of him at all. And yeah, they used to be friends. They used to be friends at one point. That's why I put that picture. That's an old picture. You see, I dug in the archives to get that picture that was on the thumbnail. But he was never going to pardon Diddy. Never. Because my thing is with Diddy and Epstein. See, let me tell you something. Trump is trying to get everybody off the Epstein thing. He don't want y'all to talk about the Epstein thing. He don't want y'all to talk about nothing that has to do with Epstein, right? So being that he does not want y'all to talk about the Epstein thing, he's talking about Diddy now. Because at one point, he was saying, oh, well, let me see his charges. I will have to read his paperwork and see what his charges is and see how things go. So now he does an up-to-date interview, I think a couple of days ago. I think it was yesterday. And now all of a sudden, he's not even pardoning Diddy. He was never going to. So he want to use that to talk about now, the whole Diddy thing of it all. Now he wants to talk about Diddy. for y'all can get away from the Maxwell lady and the Epstein files. Here's the tea. If he would have pardoned Diddy, Mega would have never went for that. His people would have never went for it. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you this. I think the Maxwell lady is worse than Diddy. Let me tell you why. Because she was the one that was scouting out the young girls and the things of that nature. Now, people may say, oh, they on equal playing fields, Diddy and Ghislaine, because Diddy has more power, and Ghislaine Maxwell was like the second to Epstein, and Diddy is the number one to himself. Even though Diddy had somebody that was more like the Maxwell lady too. But you notice KK, which was the lady that was Diddy's sidekick, she wasn't even on trial. Now with the Maxwell lady for Epstein, she's locked up for 20 something years. Hi everybody, come in the room, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm outside with nature today. I'm in the park that I be working out in, but being that I had to come over here to drop off orders, I said, let me just come in here and talk to y'all for like an hour. But here's my thing. Okay, Ghislaine Maxwell is on, she's in jail. They trying to see if they're going to pardon her. I'm going to tell you this. I think Mega will go crazy if they pardon Ghislaine Maxwell over the Diddy thing. I think they would have got over the Diddy thing, because here's the thing about Diddy. What does he have on y'all? Because I'm starting to think that Diddy got something on them. This is why they want to keep him in jail. But if y'all think Diddy got something on y'all, then what do that lady over there got on y'all? You get what I'm saying? Because she was right there with Epstein. She knows everything. She was at parties. I was looking at one video. She was at the supermodels party. I forget her name. The one that like to throw the phones at everybody. I forget her name, but she was at her party with a young girl. And the girl was like maybe 15 years old, 14. Why is that young girl at that type of party with all these adults? And she was the only young girl there. But she was with Ghislaine, that lady, that Maxwell lady. So I'm like, that looked weird for her to even be in the midst of all those older people. And a lot of people was talking about that because there was a whole bunch of pictures going out over the blogs or whatever. And we was like, well, why is she there at that lady's party in the first place? But I've noticed, is it Naomi Campbell? Naomi Campbell. I noticed that she's really, really quiet. If I'm getting the model right, I think that's her name, Naomi Campbell. That's the one that like to throw the phones and stuff at everybody. Hey, everybody. Yeah, I'm drinking vitamin juice today. I'm really thinking that's why Naomi Campbell's mad quiet. Remember, when they was talking about the whole Epstein list of it all, her name kept being brought up too. She's very quiet. Naomi Campbell is very, very quiet. Very, very, very quiet. And it's for a reason. And the reason is because your name is in the mix of all of that. When I seen the young lady, when I seen that little girl at the party, I'm like, why is she there? She's not your daughter. And why would you bring a child to that type of party? You understand? But I'm telling you, all these little videos are surfacing of the whole Epstein jail thing. Trump don't want to talk about no Epstein. Trump don't want to talk about no Epstein. Is y'all crazy? He don't want to talk about no Epstein. I'm about to go back there because it's darker back there. There's no sun back there. I should move. I really should. Because there's no sun back there. I might move. Because there's no sun. And the sun keeps coming, popping up. You see? I can barely see myself in the video. So, let me see something. Let me go back here. Let me move. back here. I just didn't want to sit underneath no tree. But I'll come back here. Maybe come over here. Some boy playing basketball over here, but I'll come back here because, it's quiet. It's quiet. You only hear his basketball. It's only one. So, what the heck? What the helly? What the hellionte? So, let me come back here and sit down back here. Yeah. So I had to move because there was too much sun over there. I can barely see the screen. I couldn't see nothing. So yeah, like I was saying, yeah, it's only a little boy. He's playing in the park. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell, if Trump pardons that Maxwell lady, I think MAGA will go more crazy over him pardoning Diddy than pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell. Because I feel like she's worse. I feel like if y'all got her in there for 20 years, then y'all got her in there for a reason for 20 years. I don't think they need to pardon her. And that's why I feel like he was never going to pardon no Diddy. He was never pardoning Diddy. He was just milking that for press because he didn't want to answer no questions about nothing else. So he was just milking that. He was never going to pardon Diddy. Why would he do something like that for? Why would he do that? He not pardoning no Diddy. Because here's the thing. If Diddy got information on a lot of people, right? Which I believe he do. If Diddy got information on a lot of people, that's one way to keep him quiet. Is to keep him in that jail cell. Just like Epstein. I believe they did what they did to Epstein because he had a lot of information. If y'all think about the whole Diddy case, yeah, it's a different moving parts. But if you think about the parties and the circles that everybody ran in, and then if you think about the evidence that they took out of both cases, out of their houses, videos, black books, and things of that nature, I believe that's the only reason why they ran up in Diddy house the way that they did. Come on. You had a whole bunch of task forces and all of that stuff running up in Diddy house. And all of his house at one time. Come on. And then y'all went and got all this evidence. Here's the thing. If y'all think about the Diddy evidence, remember they were saying that he had pow-pows with sawed off, scratched off serial numbers? What happened to that? Why he ain't catch a charge for that? Because if they're sawed off, if they scratched off serial numbers, how would you know if they're registered to him? You get what I'm saying? I'm so happy I have my phone on Do Not Disturb. Y'all should see the messages that I'm getting right now. The orders that's coming in is crazy. But my thing is, if he had all of these weapons in his house, why did he never got charged with the weapons? Y'all was trying to hit him with a RICO. Y'all didn't hit him with the RICO. He passed the RICO. He didn't get the RICO. So now people are saying, okay, so why he can't come out of jail on a bond and sell his case? Because Diddy case got denied again. I find it funny that his case gets denied. They changed the lawyers that's on the case because remember, he fired that lady. I forget that lady's name. But Trump fired that lady that was on the Diddy case. He fired her. So, being that he fires her, or whatever, all right. And then you replace him, the paperwork, Diddy's paperwork got somebody totally new up there for like DA and all that. But my thing is, and that's somebody he put in there. Trump put that person in there. My thing is, why is Diddy not charged with the weapons that y'all found in his house? It was like they was trying to get Diddy on something. They was trying to build a case on Diddy. This is how I feel. They was trying to build a case on Diddy, right? They tried and they tried and they tried it. And it didn't really pan out the way that they thought it was going to pan out. They didn't really collect the evidence on him And the witnesses that they had up there, remember, Diddy didn't have no witnesses. He didn't have nobody talking on his behalf. Y'all remember that. I don't think that the prosecutors for the government, they didn't do their job the way they was gonna do their job. You understand what I'm saying? I don't think they did their job the right way. Because if they would have did their job the right way, they would have had him. But they was trying to get him on something. And I believe, truth be told, I'm just saying what I'm saying. Because how you forget about the weapons? How we gonna forget? Y'all sitting up there trying to focus on this baby oil, baby oil. Y'all kept throwing the baby oil out there to the social media, for everybody can gravitate to the baby oil, the baby oil, the baby oil. Now all of a sudden, we don't charge him for the weapons that he had in his house. I found that to be weird. But what did y'all go in his house for then? Because what? What y'all gonna say? The Cassie tape jumped it all off. So once the Cassie tape got into evidence, y'all gonna say that the Cassie tape alone jumped off this whole investigation? No, I believe y'all was looking at him and y'all couldn't catch him on nothing. That's what I believe. I believe a lot of people wasn't coming forward like that. I believe a lot of people was scared of Diddy. And then you had the whole Kid Cudi of it all, and y'all didn't even charge him with that because y'all didn't have enough evidence with that. The whole explosion of the car and the things of that nature, him going up in his house, and y'all didn't even have him on that. Arson, y'all didn't have him on none of that. He was found not guilty on all of those things. But and yet, y'all charging him with what? With the transporting of something, like, come on. The way, if y'all gonna give Diddy 20 years for prostituting and all of that, that's crazy. That means transporting of people and all of these. Come on, sex trafficking and all. If y'all gonna try to charge him with that, then a lot of people need to be charged. I don't believe they really got him on that, and I believe they want him to sit there. And I believe they told Trump, you better not pardon him. You better not pardon him. And Trump don't forget nothing. Let's just talk about it. Trump don't forget nothing. Trump is not going to forget what Diddy said about him. Okay? Diddy was all against voting for Trump. Then he was all against the whole liquor industry thing, and he wanted his money and this and this and that and the third. They didn't want Diddy. They don't want Diddy out of jail. They're afraid of what Diddy's going to say when he comes out. With Diddy, you really can't silence him for long. You understand what I'm saying? And they don't know what Diddy's going to say out his mouth. So Trump was never going to pardon Diddy because all he had to do was one interview. He make one post, one interview, one something. He already posted the eye emojis. Y'all forgot? Diddy posted the eye emojis, what, last week? And I don't believe everybody's talking about Diddy posted those. Oh, no, Diddy posted the eye emojis because he's letting y'all know he sees what the hell is going on. That's why he posted the eye emojis. I don't believe he posted those for no other reason. I don't believe he posted those for no other reason, y'all. I believe he posted those eye emojis to let y'all know I see what the fuck y'all doing. And if she gets a pardon, all hell's gonna break loose. I believe that's why he posted that. You think Diddy is not looking and seeing that they talking about pardoning that lady? They don't have meetings with her and everything. So what are y'all having meetings with her if y'all not thinking about doing it? Okay? Trump is just out here doing what he want to do. He's out here doing exactly what y'all let him do. Whatever it is he want to do. Like I said, I like Trump when he was doing The Apprentice. When he was on my TV. Every Thursday on Channel 4. I'm good on him. I don't know what's going on. But there's a lot of things going on. And you just need to keep your eyes open. But Diddy was denied. Oh, again. And here's the thing. He keeps trying to he's trying to put up this $50 million. See, here's the thing when you have money. Here's the thing when you have money. Diddy keeps putting up this $50 million for his bond, and they keep denying it. That says a lot, too. That tells me a lot. Tells me a lot. Because here's the thing. Remember the guy from Abercrombie and Fish? The guy from Abercrombie and Fish, him and Diddy almost had the same charges, and they went into jail the same week. But the only thing is the Abercrombie and Fish guy didn't spend the night. He put up his bond and kept it moving. He put up his bond and kept it moving. We haven't heard from that case since. When do they go to court? We don't hear nothing about the Abercrombie and Fish guy at all. At all. At all. But you know whose name we keep hearing? Diddy. Diddy, Bob. Diddy, Trump, Epstein. Diddy, Trump, Epstein. Diddy, Trump, Epstein. That's all you keep hearing. And here's my thing. I don't know what made Trump even say, if I get elected, I'm going to release the files on Epstein. What made you even say that? What made you even say that? What made you even say that you was going to release those files? What made you say something like that? Out your mouth, knowing that you was his bestest friend, allegedly. Yeah, everything I say is alleged. Don't believe nothing I say. I ain't got time to go to nobody's courthouse. I ain't got time to be looking over nobody's court papers. I ain't got time for none of that. I ain't with it. A lot of YouTubers is getting sued by celebrities. And it's crazy. And that's setting the tone right there for YouTubers. That's why I said everything I say is alleged, child. Everything. Everything I say is alleged. You ain't got to believe nothing. Because it's sad. But yeah, if you think about the whole files and everybody that's involved, and if you think about the people that they said was on those logs, some flight logs and all of that, all those rich and powerful people, and this is how you know. This is how you know. This is how you know. There is more of them on those flight logs than us. I'll tell you why. Because if it was more of us on those flight logs, and I'm talking about skin tone, if it was more of us on those flight logs, y'all know that they would have been released them. They would have been released, those flight logs. They would have been released them. Here's the thing. It's not, though. It's more of them. So now they don't want to release them because they're rich and powerful and overseas diplomat, that. All of that is over there on those flight logs. That's why they don't want to release the Epstein. And that's why he had to go. And that's why we're getting all of these videos of Epstein's jail cell and this and that and who's by the door. Like, come on, cut it out. We're not going to release the files or whatever, but we're going to release videos for y'all can eat it up. It's a total distraction. Total distraction. Everything is a distraction. And Diddy, Trump talking about Diddy, then did that whole interview, distraction. All for he can deviate from the Epstein thing. Why do you think all of these AI videos of Obama getting locked up and Obama being in the car chase with the cops, and that's all a distraction. All because he don't want to answer about the Epstein. That's all that is. It's all a distraction. And you know what the sad part about the distraction is? You should have never even said it out your mouth. But see, you wrote a check that your ass really can't cash, Trump. And you spoke out your mouth too soon. Because nobody was even thinking about those Epstein files. Who runs for president and says, yeah, so if I get elected, I'm going to release the Epstein? Who does that? Nobody. We wasn't thinking about Martin Luther King's files. We wasn't thinking about those neither. That's why when Martin Luther King's daughter came out on Twitter and said, yeah, now release the Epstein files. Being that you wanted to release my father's files so it can be a distraction, here's the thing. Y'all talked about the Martin Luther King file for one day. The media talked about it for one day and that was it. It was gone. He thought that that was going to linger in the media. It didn't. It just didn't. It didn't linger at all. You released them, and we still want the Epstein files because you keep. Here's the thing: when you hide stuff from people, they want to see it even more. And now it seems like he's hiding it. So now people want to see the Epstein files. Here's the thing: you said you was going to release them when you was running for presidency. Now that people now up to date, now that people want to see them, oh no, those files are fake. Those files, it was never no files. They lied. So if they lied, then that means you lied, right? As a president, that means you lied because you was the only one that brought them up. Nobody was thinking about those Epstein files at all. Nobody. I don't think nobody even cared about those Epstein files. I'm sorry. And that's how you know that Diddy and Epstein go parallel. Because we was not thinking about the Epstein. And why is it that when a Diddy case comes up, Epstein name gets brought into the situation? You understand? Kids playing back here now. All of a sudden, nobody wasn't even back here. Nobody was back here in this park. Now everybody want to come back here. Child. It's hard being a leader, child. But yeah, honey, that Epstein thing is crazy. It really is. It really is crazy. And I don't know. I feel like Trump is just gonna drag it, and he's gonna drag it, and he's gonna drag it, and we may not never get the Epstein files, y'all. And I don't really give a fuck. Keep Jelaine in there, because she's just as bad as Diddy. And if you want to keep Diddy in there too, keep Diddy, baby. Keep him in there too. Keep Brother Love too if you want. Here's my thing. When his kids was out there dancing, when they said that he was not guilty of X, Y, and Z, and I'm talking about Diddy now. When his kids was in front of the court dancing and people was throwing baby oil on each other and celebrating like they hit the lotto. They never said they was getting him out of jail though. They never said he was free to go home. If they never said that your father was free to go home, remember he was trying to get out the next day. If they wasn't letting him loose that day, why was y'all out there doing all of the things? I didn't understand it. No, everybody want to come back here now. It was nobody back here where I was at. Nobody. Look. Lord Jesus. Have him get his kid. He played hide and go seek. You ain't never said what part of the park he couldn't hide in, so he hid back there in the bushes. They found the little boy back there hiding in the bushes, y'all, because y'all never said where he can't. It's a big park. Y'all never said where he couldn't hide it. They playing hide and go seek. They never said where he could not hide it. So he went and hid all the way over here, yonder. Okay? He said, I got y'all. Y'all gonna have to come find me. I love it. But I'm telling you, I don't know. They not never letting Diddy out right now. They're not letting Diddy out. We're gonna have to wait for the court date. I think his court date is in what, October? Yeah, because I think Millie's court date, Milagro Grams is getting sued. We're gonna have to talk about that. I think I'm gonna talk about that tomorrow morning. I just gotta look at everything that I've been looking at. And what else I want to talk about today? Cardi B. You're stupid. We'll talk about that one tomorrow too because it goes parallel hand in hand. But Cardi B is slow. I'm sorry. It's no way that I'm gonna get on Station Head. Oh no, she wasn't on Station Head. She was on Spaces, Twitter Spaces. There's no way I'm gonna get on Twitter Spaces and be telling y'all that I assaulted somebody. That's dumb. Why you telling on yourself? How you rat on yourself? No, I'm not doing it. I don't care what Ra Ali said. I'm not gonna get up here on the internet, as big as Cardi B name is, and say, yeah, I threw a speaker at her. Yeah, I did. The lady that was in the wheelchair, I threw a speaker at her. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that tomorrow. Because that was crazy. I didn't understand why she even was saying anything about assaulting somebody with a speaker. And I'm like, Cardi B, you about to drop an album. When do you get too big and too grown to be like, let me just walk away from a situation? Then you know what killed the whole Cardi B story? I'm going to just talk about it a little bit. You know what killed me? When she said, yeah, because Riley was in the wheelchair. Girl, she's in a wheelchair and you want to throw a speaker. Let me, I'm telling y'all, she said she was in the wheelchair and she threw this fucking speaker at her. And I'm like, so you wanted to fight the girl that was in the wheelchair? I don't care if y'all had. Cardi B has to grow up. She has more growing to do. I love Cardi B. She's from the Bronx, where I'm from. I love Cardi B. But, girl, it's no way in the world you want to fight the girl that's in a wheelchair. I'm going to need you to cut that shit the fuck out. I'm going to need you to grow up. You too big for that, to be fighting somebody in a wheelchair. But anywho, let's get back to Trump, because Trump is crazy. Well, Trump ain't crazy. Trump is just doing what he do. Trump is just doing what he do. A man with all that power, and he's doing what he want to do. Period. Trump is trumping. This juice is so good, y'all. And you know what it is? You can taste the vitamins, but I taste more of like the carrot juice more and the fruits. But you can definitely taste the vitamins. Definitely. But yeah, y'all. It's a lot going on. It's just a lot going on, y'all. It's a lot going on. Y'all just gotta look at it. But Trump is definitely not pardoning Diddy. That's a fact. It's just not happening. He's not pardoning nobody named Diddy. Period. I don't know why y'all thought that. I never thought of it. I'm like, yeah, okay, if he do it, he do it. But I never really thought like, oh, Diddy's coming home because Trump is gonna get him out. No. Nope. Nope. And I'm gonna tell you this: if he pardons Ghislaine Maxwell, I think they're gonna be on top of him. I don't think he's gonna be able to pardon her like that. They need to really quiet this whole Epstein stuff down. Y'all sitting up there spending money. Here's the thing that I don't like. Y'all spending all this money on a ballroom for the White House. The White House ain't never been having a ballroom. Why the White House need a ballroom now? What are you going to be doing in the ballroom, Trump? What are you going to be doing? What are you going to be doing? What type of parties y'all going to be having there? I'm going to say it again. What type of parties y'all going to be having in the ballroom of the White House? Why does the White House need a ballroom all of a sudden? Y'all doing all this construction and all of this, and it's going to cost all these millions of dollars. Where are all these millions of dollars coming from? Oh, is this why you cutting this and cutting that and cutting this and cutting that? I'm telling you, they put their money in the wrong spaces. Just like Eric Adams. You out here at cookouts, and you out here at events, and you out here at the comedy shows, and yet, as soon as it rained hard the other day in New York, the highways was flooded. Why? Why is nobody not doing their job? But yet you want to be at the cookout, Eric Adams. I'm going to need you to be at your office, at your desk. Go get something and go fill those potholes up in New York City. Go get a better sewer system. Go pump out the fucking water on the highway. Go do something. But you sitting up here at a cookout, drinking Hennessy. Being, I don't even want to say the N word, but you ignorant. That's the word. I really didn't want to say that word. I wanted to say the other word, but I'm gonna say being real ignorant. Eric Adams, you're out of here. And I believe he knows he's out of here. So it's like, I'm just gonna do what I want to do. I'm gonna be at the barbecues with Jim Jones and them, and I'm not gonna be doing my job. I'm just gonna be doing everything but do my job. Eric Adams is a hot mess. I'm sorry. One of the worst mayors in New York City. I'm sorry. Mm-mm. Nope. One of the worst mayors in New York City. I don't care what nobody say. Yes, I'm outside today. Thank you. Outside getting some air. I had to drop off a couple of orders. So I said, let me just come outside, give me some air, sit in the park for a little while before I go back in the house and start working again. Sometimes you just need to break and cut loose and just be, with nature. So I said, let me just come outside and be with y'all for a little while. And I'm right up the block from my house. So it ain't like I'm far, but I'm far. But yeah, Trump was never gonna pardon Diddy. That whole Trump pardoning Diddy thing, that's out the window. He was never doing that, y'all. He was never gonna do that. Never, 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 never land. It was never, never happening. Not never, never in this lifetime. It was just, it's never, never happening. Never. He would have had to get out on his own. And I know Diddy is sitting in that. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. The music industry is a wrap. Okay, whoever's dropping albums, it's a lot of independent things going on. It's not a lot of good labels like it used to be. I know Diddy is in there, in that jail cell, saying when I get out of here, if I ever get out of here, I don't want to talk to nobody. Y'all act like y'all don't know me. Y'all don't all came to my parties. And everybody don't turn his back against him. The Jay-Z's of it all. Yeah. Everybody act like they don't know him now. Everybody don't know him. They don't say his name. They don't do nothing. There's no free Diddy t-shirts out here with the celebrity wearing them. You don't see Rick Ross wearing a free Diddy t-shirt. You don't see French Montana wearing a free Diddy t-shirt. You don't see Jay-Z wearing a free Diddy t-shirt. Jay-Z got his own problems. Okay? He got his own problems. And I'm going to keep it real. I don't see him and Beyonce staying together that long. And I believe if they do separate, they're not going to let nobody know about it. Nobody's going to know about it. Jay-Z is too fixated on opening that casino downtown in New York City. A casino downtown in New York City. He's too fixated on opening that in the Times Square area. And he's trying to get money for that. And I'm going to tell you this. Allegedly, this is why Beyonce is out here doing all these tours and doing... At some point, she's going to have to stop touring. Okay? She's going to have to stop touring. And she's down. Sometimes when I look at Beyonce and she be up there dancing, she looks good. But she looks tired. Beyonce looks tired to me. She's one of those people that can sit down and sit on her money and she be good. She'll pop out here and do her little 1-2 and then we'll be fine. But she's been touring for a very long time now. Very, very long time. One minute she stopped and she jumped right back on it. Like, she's touring a lot. These celebrities is not as rich as they used to be. Why is he right here? Why? This is why I don't like to do lives outside. This is why. This is why I don't like to do lives outside, y'all. Because he's right there. I wish I could show y'all him. He's not even that far from me. But all of a sudden, he stops at the garbage. And now he's looking at a magazine and listening to what I'm talking about. That's how nosy people be. That's how nosy people be. You already came all the way over here where I was at. Because you wasn't even sitting over here. This is why I don't do lives outside. He was sitting all the way over there on the other side of the park. He seen me coming back here. I wasn't even sitting down back here for 2 minutes. And then he came back here. Now you're trying to get closer and closer and closer. Instead of just sitting there with your child. That's how nosy you are. You done left the stroller over there and everything. Yo, people is just nosy. People are just nosy, child. Now look at him. Look at him. He's gonna walk past me again. And if he didn't have the child, I would have put him on camera. This is why I don't do lives outside. Because I didn't understand why he was standing there at the garbage listening to my conversation. I didn't understand it. But, anywho, but yeah. What I was saying, yeah. Beyonce looks tired. Beyonce looks very, very tired. Very tired. She looks very, 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 very tired. Okay? She looks very tired. And I don't believe, I'm just saying, I don't believe that she's gonna, I don't believe they're gonna be staying together for that long. I don't know why. I just have this, when I look at Beyonce and I see all the things that Jay-Z is trying to do financially, and if he was to get that casino open, he'll probably be the first black man with a casino. But I don't really, and then he'll be the first black man with a casino. He'll be the first black man to open up a casino in New York City, downtown, Lower Manhattan. That'll be the first. Because we have casinos in New York City, but we don't have one downtown, in Midtown, by Times Square area. If he does that, it's like he's making history all over again. And that's cool. But you're going to drain all the accounts to make history? We're going to go broke because you want to make history? Because if it ain't your money and her money got to be involved, it's like, come on now. Come on. This is why I'm working hard. This is why I'm touring for you can open up a casino. These young men is out here working on a basketball game. I know that's right. Now it's two of them out here working on their basketball. I like that. Teenagers doing teenager things instead of being on a game all day. But yeah, I don't know, y'all. But he was never partnering Diddy. Beyonce looks tired. Cardi B needs to grow up. Diddy's never getting out of jail. Riley is crazy. And like, it's just a lot going on. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. Hi, everybody. But I'm about to get off this thing. This lovely internet. And, you know, I think I'm going to go live tomorrow morning. I'll probably go live tomorrow morning. Because right now I'm about to go. What time is it? Oh, it's almost, 5 o'clock? 3 o'clock? 5 o'clock? 3? Yeah. I'm about to go home, do a couple of house chores before I start working on my orders. Because I've been on the phone all morning with orders. God blesses me very well. So I've been on the phone with just orders, cups, even things cups. If y'all want a cup, I don't have a cup on me, but I am wearing my hat. I am wearing my Crocs. I am wearing my bag. And I have the fan on me, but I don't need the fan today. But I have the fan on me. But, yeah. It's just crazy. The world is just crazy. The world is not what we know it. It feels like the world is spinning faster and faster. This week went by crazy fast. 1 minute it was Monday, the next minute it was Wednesday. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. And today is Saturday. And I have to keep that in mind that today is Saturday. Because I'm trying to tell you, the days of the week is just going by hella fast. And I don't want to hear, because that's summertime. It always goes by fast. No, it don't. It's going by fast. It's going by very fast. The world is spinning faster. It definitely is. And when you pay attention, you can feel it. I can feel it. I've been felt it. And then when I seen the report about it going faster, it's just spinning. The world is just spinning. There's a whole report about it. And scientists was talking about it. But yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. I'm outside. I'm about to leave the park and walk right down the block and go home. And y'all will have a safe and blessed day. I will go live tomorrow morning and we will be talking about some things. I'm going to talk about the whole Cardi B thing, but I just feel like people have a lot to say. Cardi B don't did a couple of spaces, so I got to catch up because it's just a lot. It's just a lot. It is a lot. And I don't understand why we have to have an altercation and then go out there and tell the whole world that we had an altercation. I don't get that. It's like everybody's doing everything for clout, clicks and fucking views. Everybody want to click and a view. So I gotta go, YouTube. My name is Eve the Weed. Please like, share, and subscribe. I will see y'all later.